I'm running the longbow.
I'm running a longbow too.
Oh my god, 3 longbows!
Are you running a longbow too?
We're the long bros.
Long
The
bros.
Long bros, get it? People on me! Oh my god!
Okay, long bro.
He's got his wingman. He's a wing bro.
Hey, run for 44.
Bro, help.
Move away, Dom.
Hey guys, Dominator here with another Inside the Mind episode. This episode will feature the legend Revenant. He's a dark, gloomy character, which is probably why I'm wearing tie-dye and an orange hat. Who knows? Either way, we're doing things a little differently today. Our disadvantage is going to be our featured situation, and how do we take that advantage? So, as I said, we're going with Revenant. He's our featured hero or our legend. He has a lot of different abilities at his disposal with his passive, his tactical, and his ultimate, all things that we're definitely going to go over. We're going to go over the classics. We're going to go over that ring positioning, dead man talk, all that, yada, yada, yada. Don't worry about it. It all plays a factor. But in this episode, we are coming from low to high ground, and how do we take advantage of all the abilities we have, at what we have at our disposal, and how do we take the high ground back from the enemy? Also, we are going over something very unique that I like to say is called the Raptor positioning, and how it plays a role in taking that low to high ground and taking the enemy out. So Raptor positioning, don't forget it, very, very cool. We're also going to talk about zoning and using Revenant's ult. So, without further ado, guys, let's just get right into the fight, okay? So real quick, as we're approaching, we're keeping that ring on the slow side. We also know that this team that we're approaching is in that train car. So, this is going to now be the low ground to high ground approach. Let's get into the fight. Alright, I'm approaching. We know that they're in the train. I'm throwing 2 tacticals to zone them out. I also have a grenade that I'm going to throw to put the pressure on them. I have my ultimate ability that I'm going to activate underneath the train car. See, I got 1 knock, so here's the activation. I'm in shadow mode. I'm going to help my lifeline out. I go in for the push. I get 1 knock. I get returned to the totem. Now, I want to heal because I hear the zone is coming, but no, don't have time. Lifeline's down. Got to go help her. Hope she doesn't get thirsted. I think that other person shooting me is the other team, actually, but it isn't. I get that knock. Got a squad wipe.
I got him up
Now we have to go to the last fight. There was a lot going on in that fight, but first, let's go over Revenant. Alright, now let's go over Revenant. Ooh, scary. Anyway, like any other legend in Apex Legends, he has a passive, a tactical, and ultimate. Let's go over his passive first. His passive is called Stalker. You crouch walk faster and you climb higher. You actually crouch walk as fast as if you were to stand and walk. So, you can use this as crouch walk or crouch and shoot an enemy. They have a smaller target to hit, but you get the same benefits of an ADS, standing, Revenant, or any other legend. You create a smaller target for them, and it's just harder for them to hit because you're moving faster, and I'm pretty sure it's disorienting for them as well. Like I said, also you can climb higher. You actually climb 2 times as high and 25% faster. So if you want to get up a building quicker to get into a room or a door, you can do that as Revenant. Don't worry. Really, really great strategy to use. Now his tactical is called Silence. It has a cooldown time of 25 seconds. You get 2 charges at any given time. And it does damage and disables abilities of enemies who run into it or get hit by it. So, it does 10 HP damage, and for 20 seconds, it will disable the enemy's abilities. So, the abilities such as Lifelines, Combat, Revive Shield, she cannot use that. Pathfinder's Grapple, sorry Pathfinder, you're staying put. And my absolute personal favorite, Gibraltar's Gun Shield. Disabled. Sorry, Gibraltar. Not in my house. Anyway, this tactical can also be used as a zoning and kind of smoke screen, so it lingers for 10 seconds. So say if you're in a position where you have to res your teammate, you're by a door, you throw it at the door so that any enemy who comes in probably doesn't want to get hit by damage or lose their ability, and it also creates a disorienting smoke screen for them. So it's dual purposed, and you can see that in the clip that I used and how I zoned people out there. Now his ultimate, it's called the Death Totem. It has a charge time to 100% of 180 seconds. It takes 1 second to build. It lasts 30 seconds, and it has 100 HP. So that's a lot. It lasts 30 seconds. What I mean to say though is if you're the last teammate to activate the totem from that activation point, it's 30 seconds. Until if you die before that, then obviously, and you're the last teammate, then the totem goes away. But if you activate it, say on the 29th second of first activation, you get an additional 30 seconds. You're the last teammate to use it. It also has 100 HP, so you can destroy it. If you're in a position where you see a Revenant team pushing with that ultimate, you can destroy their totem, kill them, no more buybacks. It's also a universal ult, so it's kind of like a Loba Market or a Watson ult. You can use it as a friend or an enemy, so if you're coming up on a team who's using their totem and you want to use the totem as well to get a second chance to push them, maybe you can take advantage of the situation they're in to third party or fourth party, however you want to see it. You can use their totem as well. And now let's just talk quickly about when you're in shadow mode, you do not have any other health other than your HP bar, the bottom bar. No other shields matter, and you can't heal in shadow mode. So if you're taking damage and you want to heal, you're out of luck. So shields don't matter. It's nice to have full shields because if you die, you go back with full shields, but shields don't matter to take damage. Only your health meter. And it's always beneficial to start the totem with 100 health because when you die, or if you die in shadow mode, you return to the totem with the 50% of your health. So if you had 100, you get 50. If you had less though than 50, you'll go back with, say, 30%. So it's always nice to have a full health meter because if you go back, you'd like to have more health than not. And also, like I said, it lasts 30 seconds. So if you're in shadow mode and you're fighting, you better hope to have 100 shield and as much health as possible because either the ring's hitting you or the enemy's hitting you and you're out of shadow mode. So always try and full health unless you're using that totem for a strategic push where you're just going in to do as much damage as possible and hoping that the enemy team dies in that fight, or that when you return to the totem, you're close enough that you can just attack them while they're healing. So the totem is a really, really nice ultimate to use. And that was another edition of The More You Know. Okay, let's summarize the approach to this fight. First things first, ring positioning. We have to keep the ring at our backs, but on the slow side. Later in the fight, later in the game, ring hits harder. We don't want to be pushed unnecessarily into a fight and take damage as we're pushing into the fight, so we have to consider the ring positioning. Now, we are approaching this fight from a low to high ground because we do know that the enemy team is in that train car. So, there are ways to do this. I like to call it the Raptor positioning. That's the best way I have found to take on a low to high ground situation. So here we go. Now as we approach, you can see I'm tossing the tacticals that Revenant has. I'm also going to zone with a Thermite. Now I get a knock, and at this point we're going to enter the Raptor position. Raptor position is now where that Pathfinder is going toward the front of the car or back of the car, whichever you want to call it. And now I know my lifeline is on the train tracks and I'm in this middle ground. Now at this point, what a Raptor position is that we're going to take two of our teammates, myself and the lifeline. We're going to position ourselves to take on all of the fire, all of the enemy's fire. Then our Pathfinder will be allowed to go around the backside or their backside and shoot them from behind and do any cleanup or any sorts of putting pressure on them. And we're going to collapse in because now they're inside the train car. We're going to collapse in on them and hopefully take them out. And that's the Raptor position. And we're back. So now I'm going to activate my totem. Now I'm going to activate it in a position of coverage. As much as I can give myself an advantage when I do return to the totem, I need to give myself that advantage. So in this position, I'm going to hopefully not take as much damage, or hopefully no team or enemy team is going to find my totem here. And when I do get returned, or if I get returned, I basically have as best of an opportunity as I possibly can have to not just immediately take fire. They will hopefully not find me immediately. So anyway, I activate that totem, and as you can see, the health bar is as far as I can make it at this point. I think it's at 99. Either way, best opportunity, best case scenario. So I activate it. I'm climbing up the side. I'm going to help my lifeline now. I'm going to step in front of her. I'm in shadow mode. She's not. I want to take all the fire. So I do get returned to the totem. She does get knocked as I climb back up the mountain. I'm taking fire, and as you can tell, I have no more shields. So at this point, the only thing that I can do is stand by her tactical, and luckily she dropped it. Now, as we remember in previous episodes of Inside the Mind, dead men do talk, so that Wraith is telling her teammate where I am. Now, I have the only opportunity I have to give myself as an advantage here is to stand by this tactical. And then when I finally, go back to where I was getting shot from, I can see around, I got the knock, I got the squad wipe, we got the res, and then we can approach the last fight because there's one team remaining. Is it safe to come out yet? I know Revenant's around. He's really pissed that we did a whole episode on him, but hopefully my tie-dye shirt will save me. I don't know. I'm really scared, guys. I think I'm losing my mind. Speaking of, that was episode 3 of Inside the Mind. We went over Revenant. We did the classics, passive, tactical, and ultimate. We went over some unique strategies on how to use his tactical to zone, even smoke screen. And then we went over my own unique Raptor positioning, which I think is super, super cool, super useful, and especially when we're in a position where we had low ground and we needed to get high ground. These were tactics that we utilized to take over the enemy team. And don't forget the key aspects of Raptor positioning. Those two teammates taking on the majority of the attention, if not all the attention of the enemy team. That other teammate being that clever girl and sweeping around the other side. Hopefully adding to the firefight or doing cleanup crew while you and your other teammate have done so much damage to the enemy team. You'll win the fight. Anyway, guys, if you liked what you saw, subscribe below. Drop a like. I stream every Tuesday through Thursday on Twitch. My links are below. Come hang out in the Dominion. We have a really good time. I love interacting with chat. This month in December, we have the Holiday Cheer Room. I'm trying to close out 2020 with way better vibes than it started with. And here with the Holiday Cheer Room, I hope to bring that holiday cheer to you, bring those vibes up, because we have to have a better 2021. Don't you agree? Anyway, also, follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. I put out daily content. Hopefully you like to watch some clips. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're informational, kind of like Inside the Mind. But Inside the Mind Episode 4 is coming your way. Also, put in the comments below, what do you want to see in Inside the Mind Episode 4? What didn't you like about Inside the Mind Episode 3, or what you did like? I want to know. I hope to see you guys soon. Check you later, guys. Have a good one. See you soon.